we've been using Marvin, which has been really helpful too, as a tool where we can have all of our recordings of customer interviews in one place, transcription in one place. Our researchers on a given project can use it for like all the good classic features of sort of tagging and spotting trends across a bunch of interviews. But then it also gives us the added benefit that all, at minimum, we're like, okay, if we had to go back and reference a project or a certain customer call or anything like that, it is all the recordings, all the transcripts, all the raw data is centralized, which is awesome. But then I think because I've always been a little bit like skeptical, honestly, of those types of like repository tools, because I worry that it will lead to researchers spending a lot of time heads down in a tool versus really facilitating the collaborative relationship with PM and design that I feel like we've prided ourselves on. But Marvin does a really good job of balancing that, because there's a collaborative note-taking element to it where our researchers can actually invite their PM, their designer who's sitting in on the session. And as the session is happening, they can be taking notes in Marvin and adding in kind of their like anecdotes and themes. And so they're actually like brought into that process instead of having it exist separately. So that's been really helpful for us. We're obviously talking a bit about Marvin here. That's one of, I think, the things that we're excited about with a research tool that is very friendly for non-researchers to use as well. Like if we can really get a lot of the research and the note-taking happening in one central place versus just being scattered in folks like individual notes, docs, and different tools, that can also be really helpful for like a bird's eye view of insights, but also for some of the basics like who's been talking to these customers, like participant tracking, right? And just making sure we as a research team have a pulse on everything that's being asked of customers. I think the like storytelling and sharing out is really important. That's definitely like we know, and our engineers love to be closer to customers, and this is actually where Marvin has again been really helpful, is for folks who don't have time to join the sessions, being able to share video clips and highlight reels. Like we do that in Slack all the time throughout a research process, and that's in a research channel where developers, like the whole cross-functional teams in there, so they get bite-sized participation along the way. But then also in like the bigger share outs where we're really having, this is what we learned, what should we as a team do about it? The researchers think a lot about, okay, like if the engineers maybe didn't participate as much in the whole research process, how do I share insights, share a couple highlight reels, set the context, so then they can very much participate in the brainstorming process and like, so what should we do about it? So those are some of the key ways that we get them involved.